All right, let's hit it. So it doesn't seem like a big stretch to me to go from population geography to economic geography. After all, most people do something for a living or earn their keep, so to speak, in a certain way. Now, I will tell you, as a geographer, I have taken several economic geography classes when I was in college, but I have never taken an economics class. But what I know about economics is this, that economics is really about decision-making processes. And if you're taking an economics class right now, or you have taken an economics class, you know that this is at the micro and or macro levels. With economic geography, remember, we are looking at things spatially across the surface of the planet and how people earn their keep, how people make money and support themselves across the surface of the planet. And this is, of course, based on a lot of things: natural resource access, educational access, ability to work in certain types of industries, and so on. In geography, we break up a country's economy into three economic sectors, all of which you see in those three photographs. Here's what they are. First of all, and kind of logically, the primary sector. The primary sector is the agricultural sector. In other words, farming. And we break the agricultural sector, the primary sector, up into two types of agriculture. First of all, subsistence agriculture. Now, I think you can look at that word subsistence and kind of figure out what this is about. Subsistence agriculture is what it sounds like it is. That means that the farmer is producing food for his or her family specifically to consume, to eat. Now, this does not mean that some of the food that gets produced on a subsistence farm doesn't end up being bartered or traded or sold, but it's all going to be done very locally. And in addition to that, with subsistence agriculture, most of the work is either done by hand or done by animals, and it generally is done, as you can see in that photograph, on very small plots of land that are designed to provide sustenance for the farmer and his or her family. The other type of agriculture is commercial agriculture. With commercial agriculture, the entire idea is to make money off of the food. And in fact, the farmer may not even be eating the very food that he or she is producing. One of the obvious things about commercial agriculture is it is done on a very large scale, over very large swaths of land, and it's done in almost every case with a lot of heavy machinery, combines, tractors, aerial spraying, all of this kind of stuff. And again, the farmer may not even be eating the food that he or she is producing. Like, for example, in that photograph, there's no farmer that's going to, and that farmer's family for that matter, that's going to be able to eat all of that wheat grain. This is clearly being done for commercial purposes to make money. The second sector, logically enough, is called the secondary sector. This is the manufacturing and industrial sector. Now, one of the key things about the secondary sector is you are taking generally a raw material or a raw product and you are transforming it into something else. Like, for example, you see happening with those automobiles. Steel, plastic being produced and then turned into this other tangible product, which is an automobile that then gets sold. And generally, the secondary sector is seen as being done in factories of some sort. The third sector, again, appropriately enough, is the tertiary sector. This is the service sector. Now, lots and lots of people, especially in the United States, work in the service sector. This can be everything from somebody who works at a McDonald's to somebody who works on Wall Street. And of course, as you see there, Disneyland. And of course, with Disneyland, there's not even really a product. The product is what? The happiest place on earth, that you have fun. So sometimes the tertiary sector is not even for your money, handing you something back that's tangible. You may just be getting something that you enjoy out of the tertiary sector. Let's practice a little bit. I'll give you a few. You see if you can name them. Here we go. Firefighter. What is a firefighter? That would be service sector. Very good. Engineer, like the person who designs a car. That would be service sector. What about poultry or meat processing? So taking the animal, slaughtering the animal, and turning it into your steak or your chicken wings. That would be secondary sector. How about cereal, like, for example, Cheerios or Frosted Flakes? So if you're making Cheerios or Frosted Flakes, what is that going to be? Secondary sector. What about if you work in a steel mill? Secondary sector. How about sheep herder? Primary sector. Excellent. All right, let's go. This is kind of our topic in this second section of the class.